Straight ahead on 12 News, no longer in business, why a longtime Golden Valley restaurant decides to close its doors. Then, ranked number one, one local city rises to the top for best places to raise a family. But first, what proposed state gun laws would mean for a Robbinsdale business.
80% of the store will be illegal.
12 News starts right now. The gun debate resonates in the Northwest Metro. Thanks for joining us. I'm Alexandra Renslow.
And I'm Mike Johnson. Wednesday, State House lawmakers held hearings on perhaps two of the most controversial pieces of proposed legislation: bans on certain assault weapons and large-capacity magazines.
Renee Bonneau visited a local gun shop that would take a huge hit should these laws pass.
The phone's been ringing off the hook.
These days, staff at Bill's Gun Shop and Range in Robbinsdale has been swamped, not just with customer sales, but also with questions about what's up for debate at the state capitol.
In the last 2 months, I'm getting 20 a day. Do you have this? What about this? How is this? What's this law?
Owner John Monson says the bill getting the most buzz has to do with a proposed ban on assault weapons.
The assault weapons ban offers a couple things. It says you can't have a bayonet lug, a flash suppressor, a pistol grip stock, a collapsible folding stock, and a magazine, a capability of taking a magazine over 30 or over 10 rounds.
Monson says the extra features are there for a reason. He says turkey hunters use a pistol grip for stability. The collapsible folding stock gives gun owners a custom fit.
I got long grill arms. There are some people that have short stubby arms. Okay, now you can take one firearm and you can fit it for them.
Monson says if the ban passes, about 80% of his store would be illegal. Plus, he says he would be left with hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of inventory he wouldn't be able to sell.
It will destroy my business because of all of the guns we sell, a majority of them wouldn't be accepted.
For now, Monson says talk of federal and state gun laws has kept his shop busy. December sales were high, and he says the only reason they've gone down since then is because there's not enough supply out there for him to stock his shelves. Mike and Alex, he says he recently got a shipment of 5 AR-15 style firearms, and he sold them before he could even get them on the wall.
Thanks.
Renee. It may not happen this legislative session, but Plymouth officials say it's worth a shot. Senator Terry Bonoff revealed to the mayor that she is authoring legislation to add a third lane to Interstate 494. Adding that third lane through Plymouth has been talked about for more than 15 years. Last month, MnDOT released a temporary fix. That plan would create what's called a dynamic shoulder. It would widen the right shoulder of 494 to create an extra lane, but it would only be open during peak travel periods. Plymouth officials say it's not a perfect solution, and they're still focused on getting a general purpose third lane.
I don't know if that will go anywhere, but that's something that we still are looking to be involved in and work on, and I plan to testify on that February 13th.
MnDOT has made it known that plans for a third lane are on hold until a 494 study is complete on MnPass lanes, which are open to carpoolers and also toll payers. That study is expected to be done in about a year.
The fallout continues from an off-ice incident that led to game suspensions for players of the Maple Grove hockey team. The Star-Tribune reports that the Osseo Maple Grove Youth Hockey Association plans to hold a vote on whether to distance itself from Maple Grove's longtime head coach, Gary Stefano. The paper also reports that the Youth Hockey Association could hold a no-confidence vote on the head coach. Such action would be significant since high school coaches are often greatly involved in player development from the youth level on. As we went to air, the association's president had not responded to our call for comment. The school district has not revealed details of the December incident that led to disciplinary action citing data privacy laws.
For the first time since 1938, a family of restaurateurs no longer has a business in operation. For 75 years, the DeLisi and Piazza families have owned Italian restaurants like Piazza's, DeLisi's, and Cafe di Napoli. On January 26th, the last of the family's restaurants, Piazza's in Golden Valley, closed its doors. Owner Joseph DeLisi tells us the business had to close due to a downturn in the economy and lack of business. Piazza's restaurant had been in business since 1985. And while one business goes out, another is slated to move in. The Golden Valley City Council approved preliminary plans Tuesday night for a Mini Cooper dealership along 394. Mini Cooper would close its Bloomington location to move to Golden Valley. The new building would be 10 times the size of the former Oldsmobile dealership that sits there now. The project is expected to add about 50 jobs to the Golden Valley area.
You may have mail, but by late summer, it won't be delivered on Saturdays. In an effort to save $2 billion annually, the United States Postal Service announced it is eliminating Saturday mail delivery beginning in August. The Postal Service will continue to deliver packages on Saturdays, and it will deliver to P.O. boxes. Post offices will also remain open on Saturdays. And customers we spoke with in our area said they may miss Saturday mail, but it's a move that doesn't really bother them.
I guess if we need to save some money somewhere, that might be a good place to save it. You know, it might be a little inconvenient, but not really.
It's the best way to save money. And usually on Saturdays, they're just junk meals that come in the mail anyway. So wherever that is best to save money, that would be okay.
As mailing habits have changed and moved to the internet, the Postal Service has cut its costs by about $15 billion since 2006. If you have a family, a new report says you might want to live in Rogers.
That's right. Business Week and Bloomberg just named the small northwest suburb the best place to raise kids in Minnesota. Sonia Goins shows us why this is a top spot for families.
Downtown Rogers looks like something out of a Norman Rockwell painting. The snow is falling, and there are a lot of small shops and restaurants.
So it's about knowing people in the community. And
the locals say it just feels homey.
I love living here, you know.
Jenny Welly has lived in Rogers for 9 years. She has 4 kids, including a set of twins. She also runs a daycare out of her home.
I like that it's has a smaller town feel, but it's closer to the city. Like you'll go to, you know, the grocery store, you'll go to church, and you see people, you know, all over.
About 11,000 people live in Rogers, and city officials say there are plenty of jobs to go around. The median income is over $99,000. The housing industry is also booming here. Just last year alone, there were 100 new homes built. Another big perk is property taxes. The city has the lowest taxes compared to any other cities in the northwest suburbs.
The way the 94 and 101 kind of crisscross through and make it accessible for this community.
Business Week also gives Rogers an A+ when it comes to the local school system.
And they have, you know, a lot of opportunities. The art programs are awesome. Music, FIAD teachers even are just outstanding.
Rogers hasn't been around that long.
Like most small cities, crime is low.
Murder, rape, sexual assault, almost unheard of. We had one robbery last year, the Super America store. That suspect was apprehended.
Most people we talk with said they wouldn't want to raise their families anywhere else.
We love it here.
In Rogers, Sonia Goins, 12 News.
Rogers also has an activity center with a hockey rink, and that should get plenty of use in the future. Experts say the population could more than double in the next 10 years. Coming up, Valentine's Day deal breakers.
Find out what to watch out for, especially in the world of online dating. Then later in sports, Osseo and Park Center meet in a huge boys basketball rematch.
But first, it's a look at your AccuWeather forecast. With Valentine's Day just over a week away, many couples are making plans for romance.
But officials say be wary of romance coming over the internet if there's money involved. Reporter Shannon Slatton explains how scammers are out to target your heartstrings.
The Better Business Bureau says it's one of the cruelest schemes on the internet. Scammers using online dating sites, chat rooms, social networking sites to look for a person they can target on 2 levels.
There's the emotional aspect, you know, people kind of confide in someone, think they found someone online and really kind of create this bond in some cases. And then what happens is when the scammers start requesting money.
Wanting money or travel expenses should be a definite red flag.
Sometimes these scammers come on pretty heavy and they say, wow, you know, this is just magic. I don't know about you, but this is just everything I've been looking for. And they really play the person up and they start, you know, playing on emotions.
Another red flag of online relationships if the person doesn't want to meet in person. The Better Business Bureau says avoid online romance scams by following these tips. Use an established dating service and check it out on bbb.org. If the person asks for money or travel expenses, don't give it to them. Don't open attachments or links from random people or dating sites that you aren't familiar with. Don't give out credit card information to anyone over email, And finally, concentrate on meeting someone locally.
If you're trying to meet someone, try and meet someone locally. The odds of you being scammed online are much higher than obviously if you meet someone face to face, especially cases where people only want to communicate via email or through social media.
Shannon Slatton, 12 News.
The latest statistics from the Better Business Bureau show more than 5,000 complaints reported on romance scams each year. The Better Business Bureau says women age 50 and older are the most common victims. They have the money, I suppose. Well, coming up, how North Hennepin is embracing Black History Month.
But first in sports, it's National Signing Day for college-bound football and soccer players. John Jacobson shows us who signed and where when we come back.
John Jacobson with sports, and a big crowd out to see two of the best basketball teams in the Northwest Metro, well, maybe in the state, go at it last night.
Absolutely. The rematch after these teams had played in December, and a big crowd, as you mentioned. Park Center's boys basketball team beat Osseo at Park Center earlier this season and moved into the #1 spot in the state Class 4A rankings. Osseo looking to even the score on the rematch as the Pirates go for a sweep. Osseo goes inside to guard Bridge Tutzler. He zips the pass over to Ian Tyson here for the Osseo layup. Wheeler Baker hops the three from the right side for a 14-6 Osseo lead. The Orioles are playing well early. Here's the play of the night. Trayton Daniels with a crossover and huge dunk for Park Center. Daniels leads PC with 19. After a so-so outing against Park Center the first time, Tutzler plays much better. Scoring here as Osseo takes a 33-24 lead at halftime. Second half, Tutzler penetrates, dishes to Matt Medke for a three as Osseo goes up by 11. Quentin Hooker doesn't have a great game, but a big play here. He gets the steal, batters through a contact, and goes all the way for the layup and foul. His free throw brings Park Center within 3. Tutzler and Tyson each play well. This layup part of a 21-point outing for Tyson. Another spectacular play for Daniels as he rebounds the miss to score. That brings Park Center within 2 at 46-44, but they never quite catch up. Harrison Lucas gets it ahead to Baker for the layup as Osseo gets a little revenge with a 66-56 win.
Oh, it's great, especially this year. This year, the rivalry has just been amplified by that much because, they've stepped it up a lot. And us being the defending state champs, makes for a great atmosphere every single time we play. So it's always good, Now we split the home course. Now we just got to get back in sections when it really matters.
It's a big day for a select group of high school senior student athletes. Today is National Letter of Intent Signing Day for football and a handful of other sports. At Maple Grove High School, football player Jake Winicky committed to play at South Dakota State, while 3 girls soccer players from the Crimson Conference Championship team signed letters of intent as well. 3 Osseo High School football players made their college choices official, including Mr. Football and State Player of the Year winner Bridge Tutzler, also headed to South Dakota State after originally committing to Northern Iowa. At Wayzata, 9 athletes were recognized who will play either Division I or II sports in college. That includes All-State soccer player Kylie Schwartz, who will attend Wisconsin. She's one of 4 players to sign letters from the Trojan State Championship team. Hopkins recognized 14 student athletes who will compete either Division I, II, or III. Among them, track and field state champion Taylor Anderson, who signed with UConn. And finally, at Cooper High School, 14 football players signed to play at the next level, including Malik Rucker and Francis Canna. Canna will play for Southern University and A&M College, while Rucker will play in the Big Ten for Iowa. Here's what a few of the local signees had to say today.
I do feel when I left SDSU, within those 2 days, I went home feeling like I was a better person already, feeling that I was really cared about, and I felt really cared about at UNI, so it was really hard to make the decision to make the change.
I was kind of considering the Air Force Academy, and I took a visit there, and that was really nice, but Minnesota just felt right, and I just fell in love with Minnesota.
It's between Nebraska and UConn, and I kind of brought it down to the coaching, a little bit of the facilities, and if they had my major or not. So that was my decision off.
They came up here every week just to come see me. They came see me run track. They came to see me see how I'm doing in the classroom. They just always stuck with me, and every time I went down there, I was more impressed, and even more impressed.
Here now is a look at all of the local student athletes who signed Division I or II letters of intent today.
Like a fool, I went and stayed too long. I'm wondering
Finally, Cooper's girls basketball team continues to lead the North Suburban Conference race. The Hawks are at home to face third place Spring Lake Park. First half of this one, Chelsea McGee to Conde Jola underneath for the hoop and foul for Cooper. Hannah Denur draws two defenders, kicks it out to Lori Bowler for a three. The Hawks lead 32-16 at halftime. Early in the second half, Manita Kelly sets up Talea Rich underneath, and she scores here with the left hand. McGee with a quick dribble drive and gets the roll for two, and the Hawks expand their lead on the Panthers. And then Rich starts to take over for Cooper. Hard drive to the goal for the basket makes it 50-27. Rich scores 19 points. The Hawks win 67-51. They are now 12-0 in the North Suburban Conference. And that's a look at sports for today.
Busy day for you. Thanks a lot, John.
Thanks, John. Still ahead, what one local college is doing to honor Black History Month.
We'll be right back. February is Black History Month.
North Hennepin Community College is observing the month with a special series of speakers.
And there are obstacles that some people have to overcome, but in the end, my hope is that they would be able to walk away and feel like, yes, I may be different, but I can still overcome and I can still, achieve whatever my highest heights are.
Narita Hughes sat on a panel with other North Hennepin staff and students today to talk about the unique issues that Black women face. This is the second of 10 forums that will be held throughout the month of February. The topics range from discussing the Afro-Latino community to discussing the relationship of U.S. and Liberia. You can get a full schedule of events by visiting the North Hennepin Community College website, and that is nhcc.edu. And that'll do it for us. Thanks so much for joining us, everyone.
Community Corner is coming up next.